Yeah, starting recording. And this is game 424, game week 4 in the Flames Quiz League. Julius, you're on seat 1, Ritesh on seat 2, Alokita, you're on seat 3, and Peter, you're on seat 4. And this is the international set. So just adding the timer before we start. Here's the timer. So round 1, all the best to all of you. Julius, round 1, your first direct. In the shape of water, Doug Jones plays the amphibian man to capture the animalistic but royal and regal quality Guillermo del Toro wanted. He based his movement on a specific group of performers. What kind of performers, entertainers were they?
Yeah. Opera
No, not opera.
performers.
Passing to Ritesh.
Ballet.
Could you repeat? Couldn't hear you clearly.
Ballet.
No, not ballet. Alokita.
Cirque du Soleil.
Could you repeat again? I couldn't hear you clearly.
Cirque du Soleil.
No, that's not right either. Passing to Peter.
Synchronized swimmers.
No, that's not right either. So these are matadors or bullfighters with a prompt on rodeo. Move to Julius, you next. In general usage, it refers to the most important or influential person within a group or organization, often with a connotation of power or control. In pinballing, 9 or 10 pins, the same term is used for the centermost pin in the formation that has a massive influence on how the remaining in the stack can fit. What is the center can fall? What is the centermost pin therefore called?
Kingpin.
Yeah, that's right. Points to you.
Oh, is it? That's right.
Off the mark. Pin it is. Move to Ritesh, your directs. One of the most played songs live, Iron Maiden's 1983 hit The Trooper, was inspired by which Alfred Tennyson poem? Both the song and the poem describe events that took place in Sevastopol in October 1854.
Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah, that's right. Charge of the Light Brigade, little points. And get you going. Move to your next. A common culinary myth suggests that the 100 folds in a toque or a chef's hat represent the 100 ways to carry out what activity in the kitchen?
100 ways to cook an egg.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. 100 ways to cook an egg. So what is required? Move to Alokita, your directs. Yeah. After Phil Collins took over as Genesis lead singer in 1976, the band usually employed a session drummer for live concerts. For a charity gig at Cordray House in 1993, which drummer, legendary for his work alongside John Deacon in the rhythm section of a royal band, joined Genesis for 5 tracks?
Mercury.
No, that's not right. Julius?
Pass. Not sure.
Pass it to Peter.
Uh,
And finally to Ritesh.
Can't remember the name. It's a
Taylor.
Queen drummer, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was Roger Taylor of Queen.
Taylor.
Move to the next, Alokita. Whose statue in Richmond, Virginia was removed in 2021 after a long legal battle and became a focal point for protests after the death of George Floyd. Proponents of its removal argue it's a painful reminder of oppression for African Americans and other marginalized groups. Conversely, those who oppose removal view it as a symbol of Southern heritage and a reminder of the Civil War. Seven seconds.
Franklin.
No, not Franklin. Julius,
Pass.
passing to Peter.
Robert E. Lee.
Yeah, Robert E. Lee it is. Well done. You get going. And now over to you, your directs, Peter. First one here. This actress starred in films Fried Green Tomatoes, Batteries Not Included, and The Birds. She's also the oldest Best Actress Oscar winner. For which 1989 film did she win the Oscar where she played the titular protagonist?
I really don't have any idea. Pass.
Passing to Julius.
Pass.
Passes to Ritesh.
Pass.
And finally to Alokita.
Golden Pond.
No, that's not right. This is Driving Miss Daisy, and this is Jessica Tandy. Move to your next, Peter. This is John Jock Arnaud movie was based on the real story of the early days of a service that had begun operations in South America, especially over the Andes. Interestingly, the world's first official service of this kind took place in Allahabad, India on February 18, 1911, carrying the deliverables to Naini. What kind of service was this?
Airmail.
Yeah, that's right. Airmail gets you points. So we're done with round one, move to round two, and Ritesh and Peter having a joint lead with 2 points apiece. Early stages in this game though. Julius, first two directs in round two. According to the job 39, 13, 17, this creature's egg symbolizes the virgin birth as it lays its eggs in the sand and forgets. So they are hatched with the sun alone. The significance may lie behind the egg suspended above the Virgin Mary in Piero della Francesca's Brera Madonna painting, which is shown in the image. Which creature's egg is this?
Tortoise's egg.
No, not tortoise. Move to Ritesh.
Pass.
Passing to Alokita.
Turtle.
No, that's not right either. He said tortoise, not turtle either. Peter,
I will pass.
are you passing?
Yeah, pass.
So this is these are eggs of ostriches.
I wondered.
Move to your next, Julius. Which 2018 remake of a classic romance stars Lady Gaga as an aspiring singer discovered by a fading celebrity with the performance and song Shallow, earning an Oscar for Best Original Song?
A Star is Born.
Star is Born it is. Well done. Points to you. Move to Ritesh, your directs. Which team with a yellow-green jersey has fans known as the Cheeseheads? This nickname was originally meant to be derisive, but the team's success has seen its fans own it.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, Green Bay Packers it is. Points to you. Well done. Move to your next. An incisive piece by the BBC talks about a beauty ideal in Japan called Yaiba, seen as a sign of youthful beauty and natural charm, contrasting with the Western ideal of perfectly aligned counterparts. What kind of procedures do girls undergo to achieve the Yiba look?
Say plastic surgery.
That's not right. Julius,
The sharp teeth.
could you repeat?
Sharp teeth. They purposely sharpen their teeth. Something like that.
Yeah, I will give it to you because you got the concept right. What we were alluding to was tooth surgery here, or something
That's
to
the
do
point.
with teeth, or something to do with manipulation of tooth. Well done. Move to Alokita's directs now. Whose painting, Dying Hercules, from the early 1800s, represented a coded political statement against the British and American Federalists. In 1826, he helped start the National Academy of Design in NYC, serving as its president for 21 years. Disillusioned with the lack of recognition for his art, he turned his attention to pioneering scientific developments.
Sergeant.
What's the answer?
Sergeant.
No, that's not right. Passing. Julius.
Pass. Pass.
Passes to Ritesh.
Morse.
Yeah, Morse it is. Well done. There is a subtle
well
hint
done.
there where it mentions coded political statement.
Morse code. Yeah.
So, Samuel Morse of the Morse code fame. Move to Alokita, you're next. In bowling, what four-letter English word in singular is given to the long, smooth surface on which the ball is thrown? It's a wooden or synthetic surface with protective lubricating oil applied in different oil patterns that affect ball motion.
Lane.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Get off the mark. Lane it is. Move to Peter. A set of two. Women from the Ethiopian Mercy tribe are famous for their use of these wooden plates, symbol of beauty and identity on a certain part of their body. The girl's lower blank is cut when she reaches 15 and held open by a sodden plug until it heals, which body part is stretched out using these plates with bigger discs symbolizing greater strength and beauty.
Her lower lip.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Lower lip. Move to the next. What did Maya Angelou once ask a compatriot after seeing her sad eyes? This not so feel good question would go on to inspire the title of a spellbinding 2015 documentary that combines previously unreleased archival footage with the subjects singer, daughter, and friends.
Do you know why the caged bird sings?
Oh, that's not right. Julius,
Pass.
Ritesh,
Pass.
and finally Alokita.
Pass.
Okay, so the question here was, what happened, Miss Simoni? With a prompt on alluding to Nina Simoni. So 2 rounds done, and Ritesh now to the lead with 4 points. Round 3, Julius, the first 2 questions. The Mini Cooper Clubman split folding seats expand cargo space to 33 cubic feet, enough for a snowboard or stroller. To advertise this, where did marketers propose placing the car at an airport after cutting its body instead of the usual lobby for display purposes? The operative word in the answer was once tied to fairgrounds and revolving displays, and now also refers to a single Instagram post with multiple images or videos.
Uh, I mean, I have no idea. Reel, REEL.
That's not right. Process. Ritesh.
Like a baggage carousel.
Yeah. Baggage carousel will get you points. Well bounced. The end of the baggage carousel or luggage carousel. And this is how it is. Move to Julius. You next. The newspaper Correo Damana held a competition to design a new kit incorporating the 4 colors of the country's flag. The winning design was drawn by Aldir Garcia Shkli, a 19-year-old from Pelotas. Which iconic jersey, first unveiled in 1954, is this?
Jersey. Highlight jersey, sorry.
What's the answer? You repeat?
Highlight jersey.
No, that's not right. Peter?
No, too many to guess. I will pass.
Passing to Ritesh?
The Brazil national team jersey.
Yeah, the Brazil national team jersey it is. Well done. Points to you.
Good.
Canary
I
jersey,
was over.
the yellow or the yellow-green jersey. Move to Ritesh, your directs now. Which 1960s children classic came about when the author was challenged by his editor to limit his book's vocabulary to 50 words. In several global editions, its title undergoes a modification, the last word changed, a cultural adaptation to ensure the book is appropriate for Muslim audiences.
Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham, it is. Well done. It often gets modified to green eggs and lamb. Move to next. Missing vowels is the third round in the TV quiz show Only Connect, where answers need to be guessed with vowels missing. For example, the answers to the clue BRKNGBD would be Breaking Bad. Similarly, which TV show can be solved from the following clue? PHR 2019 onwards.
I'll pass.
Passing to Julius.
Pass.
Passes to Peter.
Pass.
And finally to Alokita.
Pass.
So this was, you had PHR. So it's Euphoria.
Mm.
Move to Alokita.
Okay.
Vitrex. The reason members of this profession paint their faces on eggs is to protect their unique makeup designs from being copied by others. The tradition acts as a form of informal copyright, where each face paint design is permanently recorded on an egg and added to the blank egg register. What is the blanked out profession?
Geisha.
To repeat?
Geisha.
No, that's not right. Julius?
Pass.
Peter?
Clowns.
Yeah, clowns it is. Well pounced. Move to your next, Alokita. Which 1988 two-hander by A.R. Gurney is the play of choice for busy cinema actors world over for the stage comeback because the playwright wanted his actors not to memorize the lines but instead read from the eponymous objects exchanged over a period of 50 years by the childhood sweethearts, protagonists, who have gone their separate ways. Time running out.
Pass.
Passes to Julius.
Pass.
Passing to Peter.
Love letters?
Yeah, love letters it is. Points to you. You
Yeah,
pounced.
what do they mean by two-hander here?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's what you.
Moving to your directs, Peter. Controversy surrounding whose statue at Oriel College, Oxford, centers on this controversial figure being seen as a symbol of British colonialism and white supremacy. Calls for the statue's removal gained momentum during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020. Seven seconds. Need an answer.
Francis Drake.
What's your answer? Can you repeat?
Francis Drake.
No, that's not right. Julius.
Pass.
Alokita.
Pass.
And finally, Ritesh.
So it's Cecil Rhodes.
Cecil Rhodes it is. Well pounced. Points to
Oh,
you.
of course, that makes sense. Well done.
Oxford Scholarship. Move
Yeah, yeah.
Move to your next, Peter. At Oita Airport in Japan, giant-sized versions of what food item are placed on the luggage carousel, thereby resembling something tourists might encounter while visiting the country. It also serves as a baggage marker to know that one lap on the belt has been completed.
Sushi.
Yeah, we'll give it to you.
Sushi. Yes. Okay.
These are sushi plates which are placed on the conveyor belt. 3 rounds done, and Ritesh still leading with 8 points. Round 4, Julius, a set of 2. Jamie T's 2006 hit Sheila features a verse from the Cockney Amorist, a work by British writer who served as poet laureate between 1972 and 1984. Arguably the most commercially popular poet in post-war Britain, he was also known for his efforts to conserve Victorian architecture, most notably saving St. Pancras Station from demolition.
Nothing. Burns.
No, that's not right. Alokita,
Pass.
passing to Peter.
Pass.
And finally to Ritesh.
Pass.
So this is a gentleman by the name John Betjeman. Move to Julius, you next. In 1970, Deep Purple's Richie Blackmore fell ill before a San Antonio gig, and a 19-year-old local filled in for just one night. A decade later, the same musician would make history, sweeping all 4 major Grammy categories with hits like Sailing and Ride Like the Wind. Who was he?
Pass. Not my day.
Alokita,
Pass.
Pass.
passes to Peter.
I know both songs, but I can't get the name. Pass.
Finally passing to Ritesh.
Rod Stewart.
Could you repeat?
Rod Stewart.
No, that's not right. The answer is Christopher Cross or Christopher
Yeah.
Geppert.
Yeah.
Move to Ritesh, your directs. This is Eva Marie Saint, who has starred in movies like North by Northwest, Stalking Moon, and Grand Prix. At 100 years old, she is currently the oldest living Oscar winner in the world, for which 1954 film did she win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Rear Window.
It's not right. Julius,
Pass.
passing to Alokita.
Pass.
Finally to Peter.
Pass.
All About Eve.
So this is On the Waterfront.
On the other front. Okay.
Move to
Sir.
Ritesh next. In bowling, a player gets 2 rolls in each frame. If a player knocks off all the pins in one roll, it is called a strike. What is it called if a player knocks off all the pins across 2 throws?
Spare.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Where it is. Move to Alokita's directs. As part of ambient marketing by a local little house, why did Marco Polo Airport in Venice divide its baggage carousels into 37 sections? Online commenters noted that with one more section, it would be a great fit for the Harry Reid International Airport in Nevada. Four seconds.
The number of canals.
No, that's not right. Julius,
Pass.
Peter,
Pass.
and finally Ritesh.
Pass.
Okay, that's an interesting answer.
There's some book
37
chapters,
is to resemble a roulette wheel. So
Oh,
European
Okay,
roulette
okay.
has 37 numbers and American has 38. Move to Alokita next. Why do I love blank blank 66? He would have hated me. I think our outlook is in common. Unfortunately, in Communion 2022, musician CMAT name checks with which British poet, a lifelong librarian, who also turned down the poet laureateship after John Betjeman's death.
Pass.
I think Julius,
Pass.
Peter,
Pass.
and finally Ritesh.
Pass.
This is Philip Larkin, and his novel Jill was inspired by experiences at Wellington College in New Zealand, where he worked as a librarian. And Larkin also worked at University Library in Leicester, which was an inspiration for Kingsley Samis. Move to Peter, your directs.
Oh, that question, very confusing.
An American self-help
Okay.
and consumer goods company based in Coscob, Connecticut, began publishing a series of books in 1993. The first was by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen. What series did they start? Redbox, a popular DVD and video game rental chain, was acquired by the entertainment wing of this company in 2022.
Chicken soup for the soul.
Yeah, that's right. Well done.
I don't know what
Chicken soup
the
for the soul.
last part is about.
Move to your
Okay.
next. Like the missing vowels around in the TV quiz show Only Connect, which TV show can be solved from the following clue? THMRCNS 2013 to 2018.
The Americans.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. The Americans. So we are at halfway stage, and Ritesh is 1 point ahead of Peter, 9 points. Begin round 5. Julius, a set of 2. In 1705, Maria Sibylla Merian published Blank Insectorium Surinamensium with illustrations of insects from Dutch Guyana. The book established the idea that insects undergo a process, thus dispelling a notion that earlier existed. Either fill in the blank with a word that resonates with a Roman poet and a Czech German novelist, or just or tell us what two-word term was used for the prevalent notion. We will accept the alternative one-word term too.
Metamorphosis.
Yeah, right. Good enough. Good
Kafka.
points. Metamorphosis. Good enough for points. Spontaneous generation. Metamorphosis of Ovid was the work, literary work in question. Move to your next. In this 2001 John Jock Anard war film, snipers cross a water body, but the scene was shot at Alto Burner Sea, not the real one described in Sniper's notes. There was no land for us beyond the blank. Which famous record-holding water body are we talking about? Yes.
Sevastopol. Sorry.
No, that's not right. Alokita.
Pass.
Peter.
Pass.
Finally, Ritesh.
Pass.
Okay. So this
Black
is
Sea.
water body. There's no land for us beyond the Volga, which is the longest
Volga.
river in Europe. Move to Ritesh, Udrex. In Labyrinth, after solving the riddle of the gods, Sarah, Jennifer Connelly, falls into an oubliette, a dungeon accessible only from the ceiling. The word comes from the French for to blank, reflecting what captors intended for the prisoner's place there. What was the purpose of an oubliette? Or fill in the blank. Five seconds.
I'll pass.
Okay, passing to Julius.
Pass.
Lokita?
Oblivion.
No, that's not right. Peter?
The French to forget is
Yeah,
oublier.
forget. Forget was needed. Well done there. It was named so because a prisoner was thrown down into one of the dungeons and then forgotten. Move to Ritesh next. Actors Ryan O'Neal and Ali McGraw reunited for a Broadway revival of Love Letters in 2015, 45 years after they played young lovers Jenny and Oliver, in which 1970 hit, sharing half its title with Gurney's play. 5 seconds.
Yeah, nothing. I'll pass.
Passing to Julius.
Love story.
Yeah, love story. It is well bounced. Move to Alokita's directs. Shown here is James Ivory, who at the age 89, currently 96 years old, became the oldest Oscar winner in history. He won the Oscar for the best adapted screenplay for a 2017 film that was based on a 2007 novel by Andre Aciman. Which film?
Call me by your name.
Yeah, well done. Points to you. Call me by your name. Yes.
Well done.
Move to the next. In this 1997 biographical film by John Jack Arnold, Heinrich Harrier, Brad Pitt, and Peter of Schneider, David Thewlis are captured as enemy aliens while attempting to scale Nanga Parbats during World War II. They are held in a POW camp in which Himalayan state capital, whose name is etymologically linked to Dera or camp.
Dehradun.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Dehradun will get 2 points. Move to Peter, you directs. One of the pioneers of scientific illustrations was left-handed, and writing from left to right would have caused him to smudge the ink as he moved his hand across the page. Mirror writing allowed him to avoid smudging while still writing with his natural left hand. Who are we talking about? Getting his last name from a Tuscan town.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci was not Leonardo's surname. It indicates where he was from. He was born in 1452 near the town of Vinci in Scan. To the next. In January 1996, Pink Floyd were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, by which alt-rock frontman, passionate Floyd fan, and future wrestling promoter, who then joined the band on acoustic guitar as they played Wish You Were Here. At the time, his regular band ruled the rock charts with their album Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Five seconds.
Pass.
Passing to Julius.
God, his name. Pass.
Alokita.
Gilmore.
No, it's not right. Reitesh. Passes. This is Billy Corgan of Smashing
Billy
Pumpkins.
Corgan.
Good. I
5
had
rounds
no
done.
idea.
And Peter now into the lead with 10 points. Round 6, Julius, you 2 directs. Blank Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaffer and her niece Annie Burroughs was turned into a 2018 movie starring Lily James and Michael Huisman. While the title alludes to a fictional organization, it is inspired by the real-life resilience of the blanked-out island during World War II, an island that names a breed of cattle and a thick sweater. Fill in the blank.
Jersey.
Could you spell out your answer?
Jersey.
No, not right. Alokita?
Guernsey.
Yeah, Guernsey it is. Well done.
Jersey.
Move to the next. In Iran, many women wear bandages longer than they need to, with some even wearing fake bandages on which body part, all in their bid to show off beauty and status. This is seen as an outcome of Iranian women not being able to use other body parts to attract men in public and the expensive nature of a certain procedure in the country.
Are these ankles?
Not right. Yep.
Pass.
Passes to Ritesh.
Pass.
Finally to Alokita.
Pass.
Okay. So these are
Wrist.
Iranian women where this thing one nose, because rhinoplasty is very expensive in Iran. So a nose job is seen as a sign of wealth. Move to Ritesh. Utrex. Opponents of whose statue in a Ghanaian university quoted several of this person's early writings in which he referred to black South Africans as kafirs, resulting in the statue being removed in 2018. A statue of the same person in Johannesburg, not far from the office where he worked as a lawyer, triggered a similar row in 2003.
Lawyer, so to say Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi is right. Well done. Go to your next. Which 2006 film features Beyonce as a singer in a 1960s girl group, loosely based on the Supremes navigating fame and betrayal, with her performance of Listen earning critical acclaim?
Say Superstars.
All right, Julius.
Dream Girls.
Yeah, Dream Girls it is. Well done. Repounced. Move to Alokita, Hydrex. Wearing a yellow-green jersey, what is the name of the rival team that always plays against the Harlem Globetrotters around the world? They haven't won an official game since 1971 against the Globetrotters and are named as a hat tip to Dwight Eisenhower. Five seconds.
Pass.
Passing to Julius.
Pass.
Passes to Peter.
The general, or do you need more?
Yeah, Generals is good enough. Points.
Okay. New
State
Jersey
being
Generals, I
Washington.
believe.
Washington Generals.
Washington. That's why I
But they have mentioned that Generals is sufficient. So you get points. Well
good.
done.
That's why I didn't say New Jersey.
Move to Alokita. You are next. Which Lorraine Hansberry plays title is derived from a line in Langton Hughes' poem Harlem. The poem serves as a central theme of the work, which alludes to the fate of deferred dreams, suggesting that unfulfilled aspirations can wither or even explode. 3 seconds.
Pass.
Julius,
Pass.
Peter,
Pass.
finally Ritesh.
Pass. Yeah.
So this is Raisin in the Sun. Move to Peter, Utrex. In Robert Eggers' We Which Black Philip tempts Thomasin, Anya Taylor Joy. Would you like the taste of blank? So it's historically accurate, since in the 15th, 16th centuries, the Catholic Church called eating it a bigger sin than lying, blasphemy, or impurity. Its animal origin made it forbidden on fasting days too. Rouen Cathedral was once lit with this substance instead of oil, which was scarce at that time. What food item?
Large.
Prompt on that.
Um, pig fat.
No, that's not right. Julius?
House fat.
No, that's not right either. Ritesh?
Pass. No.
Finally, Alokita.
Pass.
Okay. So what
Whale
was
fat.
needed here was butter, the prompt on
Oh,
lard,
Oh,
wine milk. Move to Peter, you next. Love Letters were also the last theatrical appearance opposite James Earl Jones, of which cinema legend in 2007, 4 years before her death. Though primarily a cinema actor, her brush with theatre started in 1960s, as her then husband was a formidable Shakespearean actor, and then cemented in 1980s on Broadway when she was away from Hollywood, married to a Washington politician. Just a second. Yeah.
I will say Jane Fonda.
Can you repeat?
Jane Fonda.
No, that's not right. Julius?
pass.
Moving. Ritesh?
Pass.
Alokita?
Vivian Lee.
No, that's not right either. This is Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh,
6 rounds done, and Peter still 1 point ahead of Ritesh with 11 points. Round 7, the penultimate round. Julius into breaks. Shown here is Anthony Hopkins, who at age 83, now 87, became the oldest and first openly autistic actor to win an acting Oscar. He won the Oscar for which film, directed by Florian Zeller, in his directorial debut. Zeller co-wrote the screenplay on the basis of his own 2012 play, Le Père.
I have nothing. Papillon.
No, that's not right. Ritesh?
The father. They're given the French for it.
Yeah. What did he say?
The father.
Yeah, so that is right.
Hmm.
Father is the answer listed here. Move to Julius, you next. The May 2020 one-off staging of Love Letters with Sally Field and Bryan Cranston for the benefit of Actors Fund perhaps came closest to the original premise of the play. How was this performed? A relook at the date of the performance will help. Five seconds.
Pass.
Passing to Peter.
Online.
I'll give it to you. That is the concept.
Yeah.
It was through video
COVID.
conferencing or via Zoom. Move to Ritesh, your directs. In this 2015 drama film by Jean-Jacques Annaud, a Chinese student is sent to an autonomous region of China to teach shepherds. Instead, he learns about the wolf population, which is under threat. Which autonomous region did he go to? It is the home to the world's largest population of a certain ethnicity outside a particular country.
The Uyghurs.
What's the answer? To repeat?
Uyghurs.
No, that's not right. Julius.
Pass. That was my answer.
Alokita.
Pass.
Finally, Peter.
Inner Mongolia.
Yeah, Inner Mongolia it is. Well done. Points to you. Inner Mongolia is the home to the largest population of Mongols outside of Mongolia. Move to Ritesh. You next. In 1994, who played the drums for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers on SNL? At the time, this drummer was without band following the death of his iconic lead singer. He turned down the chance to join the Heartbreakers full time and instead launched a new career as a frontman, eventually being inducted for a second time into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021.
His name like Chad Smith something.
Yes,
Pass.
Alokita.
Oh my God, I can't believe. Pass.
Finally, Peter.
Is it Grohl? Dave Grohl?
Yeah, that's right. Well done.
Yeah, Foo
Points to you.
Fighters, of course.
Dave Grohl of Nirvana and Foo Fighters. Move to Alokita. Rex. Women of Kayan people, Myanmar, and South Ndebele, Africa, famously wear stiff jewelry to push the clavicle and ribs down. Which body part appears elongated by this? Parmigiano's Madonna, with the blank, captures this beauty ideal in Western art.
Neck.
Yeah, that's right. Neck. Yes. Move to your next. Which 1984 film stars Prince as a Minneapolis musician balancing love and rivalry with its semi-autobiographical story and soundtrack, winning an Oscar for the best score?
Pass.
And Julius?
Purple Rain.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Purple Rain, composed. Moving to Peter's directs. What punny word describes items that are faking a higher quality or status? The term originally referred to copies, counterfeits, or pastiches of certain historical products made between 1885 and 1917 and has two letters more than the jewelry firm that made these.
Fabergé.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. Fabergé. Faberge was the jewelry firm. Move to your next. In bowling, if two or more pins are left standing after the first roll, but separated by a gap, situation arises where it is therefore very hard to hit both pins the second roll. Such a situation is called what?
I anticipated this would be the fourth bowling question. It's a split.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. 7 rounds done and Peter into the lead with 16 points. Within the last round, Julius, a set of 2. Critics argue that he represents the start of a destructive period of imperialism and genocide. Conversely, Italian-American supporters view the statue as a symbol of the cultural heritage. Whose 14-foot statue in New York City is this that stands above a pedestal in an eponymous circle outside Central Park?
Columbus.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Christopher Columbus. Move to the next. Like the missing vowels round in the TV quiz show Only Connect, which TV show can be solved from the following clue? TLNT, 2016 to 2022.
Nothing. Talent.
That's not right. Reitesh,
Pass. Yep.
Alokita.
Atlantis.
No, that's not right. Peter,
Oh,
Atlanta.
Atlanta. It is.
Mm.
They're close, Alokita, but not quite.
overcomplicated. I wrote down Atlanta first and then I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I wouldn't have, honestly, I wouldn't have got it.
Go to Reitesh, your Rex. What was a conveyor belt at the Wellington airport modeled after in 2012 to advertise a movie with the bags going into a round door? This got its name from a clever bit of wordplay, literal translation from French to English of a term for a street or passage that is closed at one end, easy for cars to turn or kids to play there.
I'll pass.
Passing, yes.
Sorry, carousel. Sorry.
No,
Nothing.
that's not right. Come once. Hello, Pita.
You want the English or the French term?
Yeah, the English term will also do.
Cul-de-sac.
No, that's not right. Peter,
Pass.
Alokita was close, but this is bag end from the Hobbit.
Like, and
They said not to prompt on cul-de-sac. Bag end is a literal translation of cul-de-sac.
Well, I suppose it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Move to your next. This Nobel Prize winner in medicine was an accomplished painter. His painting, The Lab, depicting the University of Toronto lab, where he made his breakthrough discovery, was auctioned for around $320,000 in 2018, with a portion donated to the Diabetes Center of the university. Who was this scientist cum painter, or what was this breakthrough discovery?
Insulin.
Yeah, insulin it is. Well done.
Frederick Banting.
Frederick Banting.
Banting.
Move to Alokita with Rex. In Gretel and Hansel, the mushroom that Gretel eats resembles the fly agaric variety of mushroom. When she asks the mushroom if it is kind, the mushroom says, "Eat me." This is a reference to what other work of literature?
Alice in Wonderland.
Right? It's in Wonderland will get 2 points. Move to your next. Like the missing vowels round in the TV quiz show Only Connect, which TV show can be solved from the following clue? HS 2004 to 2012.
House.
Yeah, that's right. Well done. House gets 2 points. The last 2 questions in this game, these are directs to Peter. Here they come. Which football team with the yellow-green jersey is currently managed by interim manager Jack Wilshere in England? They play in the West Albion Derby against Ipswich Town, finished third in the inaugural Premier League season in 92-93, and their fans' song "On the Ball City" is the oldest football chant in the world, written in 1890s.
Can you zoom in on the photo, please?
Sure, I'll do that.
East Anglia.
4 seconds.
Coventry City.
No, not Coventry. Passing. Julius.
nothing. Pass.
Ritesh.
Norwich City.
Yeah, Norwich City will get 2 points. Well done. The last question in this game, this is Peter's direct. Many XTC fans now regard this 1986 album as the band's best at the time. Robert Christgau praised its leisurely Shelleyan evocations of summer love and the four seasons. That comparison to Percy Shelley is a reference to the album's title, the one-word Royal Navy slang term for fooling around, which contains the name of what bird indelibly associated with Shelley. Five seconds.
Turkey.
No, that's not right. Julius,
Looney bird.
that's not
Loon.
right either. Reitesh,
Cuckoo.
what's the answer?
Cuckoo.
No, that's not right either. Alokita,
The eagle.
that's not right. The answer for this is skylark. The term was skylarking.
Skylark.
So Peter finishes on top with 17 points. Reitesh comes second with 13. And Julius with 8. And Alokita finishes with 7 points. Good game. Well played, all of you.
Thanks. Thank you for
Well played, everyone.
You should
Thanks,
read.
Thanks for
everyone.
reading. Yeah.
Welcome.